Hey guys, it's almost time for Record Store Day coming up April 13th, this Saturday, end of this week. Are you going to wait in line all morning? Like I might get there early and wait in line for a couple hours for it to open? Here it is, guys, the list. And I've got a clipboard. You know it's official if it's on a clipboard, guys. Record Store Day 2019, 400 titles. I'm going to read all of them for you. No, just kidding. My top 20 or 30. I'm going to go through them real fast. 14 pages to get through, guys. And before I do that, the number one most interesting release of this year's Record Store Day, perhaps, is the Crosley mini turntable. It plays little tiny 3-inch records. So you're going to see a new format this year on the list. We got 7 inches, 10 inches, 12 inches. Now you're going to see 3-inch records all over this thing. And Jack White, White Stripes, Third Man Records, he's a big proponent of this 3-inch record format from Crosley. Personally, I have no intention of getting one. I got 6 or 7 turntables already, and I don't need another format. I doubt they sound that good, but they have a nice Audio-Technica cartridge on it, which is surprising. Okay, let's take a look at the big list. Here we go. What do we got? Starting alphabetically. A. What do we got? Anything in A that I like? No, not really. B. Bowie. Bowie's got 2 things on the first page. Pinups on Rhino Parlophone 12-inch. And David Bowie with Marlene Dietrich, Just a Gigolo, and Revolutionary Song 7-inch, 8,000 copies. That's one of the biggest numbers you'll see on here. Usually they're 1,000 or 2,000. 8,000 is huge. All right, John Cage meets Sun Ra. That's one of the weirdest, coolest things on here. That's a 7-inch single, 1,300 copies. That's a rare concert, I think, from like 1986. John Cage and Sun Ra, 2 very strange avant-garde, weird artists. I'm on page 2 already, guys. I got a lot of stuff highlighted on page 2. Can you see my highlights in yellow? Death Grips, that's a weird, punky, loud, noisy band. Steroids Mega Mix, 3,500 copies. Devo, this is the Devo box set on Rhino, 6 full LPs. I think that's retailing for like $129, and I've seen people selling it on eBay already for $199. You know those jerks who sell stuff for more than it goes for? Yeah, those jerks. $200. Okay, The Doors, London Fog, 10-inch vinyl. Bob Dorough, Multiplication Rock. You guys remember that from the 70s? That's LP, 1,500 copies. Bob Dorough, Blossom Dearie, Jack Sheldon, Love Multiplication Rock. I got a few records from those guys. Bob Dylan, Blood on the Tracks, the original New York test pressing on Legacy, 7,500 copies. Is that going to sound better because it's the original, or is it a slightly different mix? I do not know. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, live at the Pocono Raceway. 2 full-length LPs, 2,000 copies. Okay, here's a big one for me anyway. Resonance Records, that's the label. I'm going to show you a previous one. Bought this one a couple years ago. Resonance Records is a archival record label in Los Angeles that goes and digs up old stuff that's never been released. So that one is Lost Session from the Black Forest. I paid $50 for. Bill Evans in England, 2 records. I think Record Store Day they go for $59 or $69. It's pricey, but for a jazz fan, could be awesome. What else do we got? Foo Fighters, 3-inch vinyl. That's one song on each side, 5,000 copies. I think people are going to buy those just to have the record, and they're not even going to buy the record player. So it's a novelty. It's a fun thing to have. But ultimately, you're going to say, why did I spend all this money on a 3-inch record that I can't play? A lot of Grateful Dead on here. We got Jerry Garcia, Electric on the Eel, 1991 bootleg concert, and a bunch of Grateful Dead concerts. So if you're a Grateful Dead fan and you got all that stuff on cassette for free, now's your chance to spend 20 or $30 on the same exact music. Because I know you Dead fans are a little bit nuts. Okay, we're on to page 3 already, guys. We got to move quick here. Humble Pie official bootleg, 2 LP set. Jethro Tull, North Sea Oil. I don't know that record. 10-inch vinyl. Here's a good one. Robert Johnson, Kind-Hearted Woman, and Terraplane Blues on Traffic, 10-inch vinyl. And if we slide down the page, we also have Blind Willie McTell, Statesboro Blues. So these are original from the 1920s, 78 RPM recordings that have been remastered onto LP. If you're a blues fan, that is classic stuff. Albert King, Born Under a Bad Sign on Kraft recordings. Kraft is doing a big giveaway with these 4 or 5 records, including this one on that other dude, 33 RPM channel. He's got like a bazillion followers. I got like a couple hundred. But if you go to his channel and you sign up, you could enter the drawing for those 5 Kraft recording records. What else we got here? Madonna, Does Anybody Care? Mission of Burma, they're kind of cool. Peking Spring, I don't know that record. Another one on Resonance Records, one of these old jazz ones, Wes Montgomery. Back on Indiana Avenue, the Carol DeCamp recordings. Anything, I have tons of Wes Montgomery. Love him, classic early jazz guy. Not early, but you know. Van Morrison, Astral Weeks, that's a classic LP, but what do you want it on 10 inches for? You can get full 12 inches. What's the advantage of having a 10-inch? Did they leave off some songs? I do not know. Motorhead Overkill, 2 singles. My Chemical Romance, 2 full LPs. The Black Parade is dead. We're moving on to the next page, guys. These are just the highlights. These are my top 20 or 30 out of 400. We don't have time to go through all 400. I'm talking really fast. To keep your attention, don't stop. Keep going. Barnes and Barnes Fish Heads. Do you remember that really ridiculous novelty song? I got the 12-inch, but if you really want it on Demented Punk, you can buy it again. Okay, coming to one of the biggest ones of the year. Anything by Pink Floyd is going to be huge. Saucer Full of Secrets, mono on Legacy. 6,500 copies is a lot of copies, but that's an early trippy Pink Floyd. I guess that's a Syd Barrett one. That one I predict is going to go fast, and it's going to be on eBay for more money. Iggy Pop live at Hippodrome, Paris, 1977. 2 record set, only 1,200 copies. That'll be big. 2 by Prince on here. The Versace Experience. I don't really know what that is. And there's this. Oh, that's a cassette. That might be the only cassette on here, guys. Prince, His Majesty's Pop Life. 2 LP set. Now, this is the year of Queen and Bohemian Rhapsody, so there's 2 Bohemian Rhapsody deals on here. The picture disc, 2-disc set, 2,300 copies. That's going to be expensive. What's that going to be? 49 bucks maybe? And then there's a 7-inch Bohemian Rhapsody, and I'm in Love with My Car. What else we got? Ramones live at the Palladium, 2 record set. Lou Reed, Ecstasy, 2 record set, 7,500 copies. Here's a big one. Some critics have said this Todd Rundgren one is one of the most notable ones. Todd Rundgren, the complete U.S. Bearsville and Warner Brothers singles. 4-disc set. What is that going to be? 80, 90 bucks? That's pricey. Sly and the Family Stone, the Woodstock performance, August of '69. If you bought the Woodstock LP or the Woodstock movie DVD, you only got to see a couple songs from each group. So Sly and the Family Stone, the full performance at Woodstock. If you're a Sly fan, that'd be pretty cool. Okay, next page. We're getting through this quickly, guys. We're already at the letter S. How about Joe Strummer from, I think you know he's from The Clash. The Rockfield Studio Tracks. Don't know that, but I've heard good things about it. 3,000 copies on 12-inch vinyl. What else do we got? Cecil Taylor, The Great Paris Concert. He's a very avant-garde, weird piano player. If you don't like jazz, or you're trying to get into jazz, do not start with Cecil Taylor. He's too weird for you, I promise. Tedeschi Trucks Band. Derek Trucks, greatest slide player around right now. Saw him live in LA a couple years ago. High and Mighty, 2,000 copies. What else we got? Okay, Jeff Tweedy. Do not buy that. I need it for my wife. It's her favorite. You see Wilco posters all over the wall there? This house is full of Wilco. Jeff Tweedy. Warm. We got that already. Warmer. This is Warmer. 5,000. I must have a copy of that. That's the whole reason I'm going. What else we got? Now we're into various artists. I'm going to skip around. Lost in Translation soundtrack with Sofia Coppola directed that movie with Bill Murray, and I'm hearing some good buzz about that one. It's got My Bloody Valentine, gotta love them, and their stuff is hard to find on vinyl, so I think Jesus and the Mary Chain is on that also. Another one from Craft Recordings, the Poppies, Assorted Goodies, etc. from the Psychedelic Age. That one also is going to be popular, I think. How about Soul Slabs Volume 2 on Coal Mine Records, 3-disc set, 1,200 copies. If that's early soul, early kind of unknown, obscure soul music, then I'm interested. That might be good to have. That will be valuable, maybe. Let's see. We're down to the end of the first section. There's another section after this, though, guys. What else? Various artists. See, I went through and highlighted all the stuff I wanted to talk about, guys. Jack White, of course, he's issuing the big 3-inch singles. Jack White, Love Interruption, and White Stripes, Candy Cane Child. 2,000 copies each of those. Link Wray, a single, Vernon's Diamond. Don't know that song, but Link Wray stuff is very rare on vinyl. You will hardly ever see this stuff on vinyl. Okay, that's the end of the main section. Now we're getting on to the second section. This is called Limited Run or Regional Releases. These are released in much smaller quantities. Everything on the previous page was 1,000 or 2,000 up to 5,000 or 6,000. These are 500 to 1,000 for the most part. Regional releases could be a local band that's not signed with a major label that is only popular in wherever you are, Maryland, Austin. Or it could be a limited special run that's a popular band that's just for record day only. Record store day. Okay, I'm going to just skip around here a little bit. The Badfinger, Warner Brothers Rarities, only 900 copies. Badfinger on Apple Records, produced by Paul McCartney. Some people think it sounds like the Beatles. Some people are fooled to thinking it was a rare Beatles record. Badfinger. I think a couple of their guys died already. Maybe some suicide or drugs, sad story. Tommy Bolin, this is going to be a good one. I did another video about Tommy Bolin recently, and I got good reaction to that. Tommy Bolin, Come Taste the Moon. Only 1,000 copies. I think that's going to be sought after. What else we got? Boy George, Culture Abuse, blah, blah, blah. Dave Douglas, the jazz trumpeter. I'm into jazz. Greenleaf Music, 12-inch. Is that who I'm talking about? Dave Douglas on trumpet? Dream Syndicate, Days of Wine and Roses. Only 500 copies. I used to hang out and be friends with the bass player from Dream Syndicate. Dream Syndicate. Used to work with him at the record store. Who else is on here? Goody Mob, 2 LPs, 1,000 copies of Still Standing. And, okay, this is only like 2 or 3 pages of this list here. Sorry, Los Lobotomies, that's like a studio musician band of like Steve Lukather and those type of guys, LA studio jam session, two records by Los Lobotomies. Okay, here's one that I think will be popular. Morrissey on 7-inch colored vinyl. Morrissey, Love to Beat. I think Morrissey fans are a lot of them are completists, and that one will sell out fast, and that one will be valuable. Who else we got here? Robert Plant, Fate of Nations, for 1,000 copies for you Zeppelin completists. I saw Robert Plant in LA a couple years ago. Was not impressed with what he's still barely able to sing. Kenny Wayne Shepherd, great blues, Hendrix, a guitar player, playing the Strat, and Ledbetter Heights, 2 LP set, only 750 copies. Go see Kenny Wayne Shepherd live if you can. I saw him open for Van Halen. I've seen him at a few other places too. What else we got here? The Struts, Young and Dangerous. The Struts is a cool Britishy band, Britishy poppy, glam, rocky sort of band. I saw them play right down the street here at a bowling alley. I was right up in front. Them and guys from the Foo Fighters and Taylor Hawkins and Pat Smear and all those guys. The Struts. A lot of energy. 905 copies. Why would you order 905 copies? I think they ordered 1,000 and they warped 95. So it's even more rare now than it used to be. A couple by Tangerine Dream, synth stuff. And then we're down to the end of the list. We got a lot of various artists. Let's see. Various artists. Who are the various artists? Various artists. I thought there were some good. Hillbillies in Hell. That sounds cool. Iron Mountain Records. There are 666 copies of that. So you are going to hell if you buy that record, apparently. Who else? That's the end of this section. There's another section. Okay, a couple more pages left. Thanks for bearing with me. Thanks for getting through this with me. We're not going to edit this, guys, because there's no time. I got to get this out and published and onto the interwebs for you guys for Record Store Day. So this is a quick run through. So the last section of the list, and some people are never going to get to this page because they gave up in the first 8 or 10 pages. But we're starting over at the letter A for Record Store Day first releases. These are things that have never been released before, special to you on Record Store Day. How about, how about Allman Brothers live at the Fillmore? Kind of Fillmore Outtakes, 1970, 1,500 copies of that. How about the Blasters live in Philly, 1986, 2 LPs, 700 if you're into the rockabilly. All right, David Bowie. I think all the David Bowie stuff is going to be huge. The World of David Bowie on the original UK Deram label. 3,500 copies, that's big. Here's one of my favorites. Please don't buy this until I get my copy. Grodeck Whipperjenny. You heard of Grodeck Whipperjenny? How about James Brown and Dave Matthews together? Yeah, it's a different Dave Matthews. It's his arranger. Grodeck Whipperjenny is like some hip studio jazzy musicians from the 70s. 1,800 copies of that. That's going to be hard to get. Hope I get that. Captain Beefheart Trout Mask Replica. Third Man Records, 2 record set. Doesn't say how many copies. What's up with that, guys? Eric Clapton, One More Car, One More Rider. 3 LP set, 3,000 copies. I wonder what's on there. Something bluesy, perhaps. Dr. Dre, Nothing But a G Thang. It's not a thing. It says right here, Thang. 12-inch vinyl, 2,400 copies. Flaming Lips, King's Mouth Music and Songs, 3,600 copies. We're almost done here, guys. Thanks for holding on to the bitter end. Ace Frehley from Kiss. Spaceman, picture disc, 2,100 copies. More Grateful Dead stuff. Jerry Garcia with a bunch of other people live at Margarita's Cantina, 1975. 2 record set, 1,200 copies. Al Green, gotta love Al Green. High Records, single box set, 7-inch. Is that a box set? How many discs? They don't tell us. Greta Van Fleet. If you need more Led Zeppelin in your life and now you need some fake Led Zeppelin, Greta Van Fleet is here to fulfill your fake Led Zeppelin needs. 7,000 copies. Herbie Hancock, Jazz, Dedication. I think that's a live solo in Japan of him playing piano and maybe electric piano. 2,000 copies. What else? Bill Hicks, Revelations Variations on Comedy Dynamics. A 2 record set of comedy. Are you guys really going to spend $40 on comedy? Bill Hicks. You know, he may be the same person as Alex Jones, right? You guys know that, right? I'm just saying. That's out there on the internet. I can't tell you for sure. Lightning Hopkins Strum the Blues on Third Man Records. How many copies? We don't know. DJ Khalid, am I pronouncing that right? Khalid, you know, that big guy with the beard. Victory, 2 LPs, 2,100. Lone Justice Country, Alternate Roots Country, live at the Palomino Club, right down the street here in Los Angeles. Defunct for probably 20 years, 1,700 copies of that. We're down to like almost the last page, guys. Thank you for holding on. Jesus, 20 minutes? I'm sorry, 20 minutes of a guy reading Record Store Day? How is that even possible? Who would watch this? Is this good content? I hope so. I doubt it. Mastodon, that'll be big. Mastodon Stairway to Nick John, 10-inch vinyl. Brian Day from Queen, New Horizons on Duck Productions. I don't know what that is. Brian May, pretty cool. Motorhead on Rockaway Beach, 7 inches, 500 copies. Pearl Jam live at Easy Street on Monkey Wrench, 6,000 copies. Excuse me. We're getting near the end, guys. Rush Hemisphere, picture disc, 5,000 copies. For you Rush prog people who don't have enough notes, you need more notes. Okay, is this pronounced Sun or Sun-O? Sun with the O and the little doodads. I got 2 of their records from Record Store Day. I like them. Drone, heavy, metal, gothic, weird, loud. Sun or Sun-O, life metal. 2-disc set, 3,800 copies, and on CD. Not too many CDs on here. Then we're back down to my favorite band of all time, various artists. Ghost World. That's a lot of bluesy, early blues, 78 stuff probably. 2 LP set, only 650 copies. I think that will be popular. Alright, Office Space. The Office Space soundtrack with the red stapler. 2,500 copies, that's a big one. A lot of soundtracks down here. And let's just fast forward all the way to the letter Z is for, who's Z for, you guys? Frank Zappa. The Guitar World According to Frank Zappa. 4,000 copies. That's the end. That's the end of 14 pages of Record Store Day, April 13th, 2019. Get ready to stand in line, get up early, bring your lawn chair, bring some water, bring some sunscreen. I don't know where you're going to go to the bathroom if you're sitting there for 4 hours, but looking forward to seeing what you guys got. Probably April 14th or 15th, there's going to be a lot of people posting videos on what they bought at Record Store Day, including me, and I look forward to seeing that. Please subscribe to the channel. Please let me know what you thought of this unplanned, unscripted, insane video. On second thought, don't, because it's not that good. But please consider subscribing to the channel. And don't overspend your money on Record Store Day, guys. There's lots of other days of the year. Don't get sucked into the hype. There's some good stuff on here. Buy 1 or 2 or 3, but don't go nuts. Don't spend your whole tax refund. All right, guys? Save some money for the rent and gas and food if you must. Also essential. So thanks for watching, guys. Have fun at Record Store Day. Catch you later. Bye-bye.